Vayechi. We continue with Yaakov, Jacob giving the blessings to his sons, the 12 tribes of Israel. Let's continue. Oops. All right. Tribe of Binyamin. Binyamin Ze'ev Yitroi. Binyamin. So he is like a wolf, Yitroi, that grabs Babaker in the morning. Yechal Ad. Baboiker Yechal Ad V'Laber V'Yachalek Shalom. So he grabs in the morning to Yechal, to eat, to plunder, until to the evening, where he distributes the spoils. Rashi, if you recall, we learned this. 27. Binyamin Zev Binyamin is a wolf who will maul. Zev, who Asher Yitrev, the wolf that will maul. Nibat, Yaakov prophesies, Hashiyu Asidim Li is Chatfanim, that the tribe of Benjamin, Binyamin, are destined to be grabbers, Shechatvam Libam, Lachem Ishtay, they should grab for himself his wife, Kipalegish Begiva, as in the incident in the concubine of Giva. Nibal Shaul, and he prophesies about Shaul, she Naitzeach Ba'evav Saviv, and he would vanquish the enemies around him. Shenemar, Shaul Levad Melucha, that Saul will establish the kingship over Israel. Ilachem Saviv B'chol Oivav, wage war around against all of his enemies. Okay. Babayka Yechal. Yeah. Um, so in the morning he shall devour the spoils, Lashon Biza V'Sholo. What ad means to loot and plunder. Turgam Ado'o, as Onkelos says, there's word that resembles it, Balosh in Hebrew, as Hulak Ad Shalom. The spoils of plunder shall be divided up. In other words, we see in Isaiah a similar term. It's an unusual term, the first time we've had it. Baal Shol, who I'm concerning Shol, Yaakov is speaking, Sha'amad, that he arose as king, at the beginning of the morning, and the shining of Israel. And when the Jewish people were coming to the top, to the apex. Yeah. Excuse me, truly shine. Well, then of Yechalik Shalom, and in the evening, we'll distribute the plunder. Even the sun will set, the son of Israel will set al Yidei Nebuchadnezzar, through Nebuchadnezzar, Shilam Babel, because he's going to exile them into Babylon, the first destruction of the Holy Temple. Yechalak Sholol, they will distribute plunder, meaning Mordechai and Esther. Because Mordechai and Esther, the story, is between the destruction of the first Holy Temple in 586, before the Common Era, and 70 years later, when Ezra came to Israel Habava, to reestablish the second holy temple. Shalom would distribute the plunder of Haman. Shenemar, wow, Hine Beis Haman Nasati Esther, that I gave the house of Haman to Esther. All right, so speaking about plunder, what's the plunder? Ah, because it's plunder in the evening. Evening meaning a dark time, right? So that's the story of Purim. It was a dark time for the Jewish people, but yet we plundered, right? Esther got the house of Mordechai, I mean the house of Haman, from Achashverosh once he was hung. The uncle is Tirgim, and uncle says that the verse is speaking of Shalom Kahanim, on the plunder of the Kahanim, the priests, the Kodesh Mikdash, and the holy items that they get. In other words, they get a share of the offerings. It's so to speak a plunder. It's not plunder from war, but it's plunder from the altar. Kol Eila. Excuse me. Kol Eila Shifte Israel. All of these are the tribes of Israel. Shnei Masar, 12. Zois asher diber lehem. And this is what was spoken to them, Avihim, their father. V'yivarach, and he blessed them. Ish asher berachosei berach. Each person, in accordance to his appropriate blessing, he blessed them. And the tribe in the future, okay. Tirashi. And this is what their father spoke to them, and he blessed them. But are not among them that who did not he did not bless, but he reproached them. Yeah, he didn't bless them. All right, the first Ruvain, he rebuked him. But this is what it means. This is what their father spoke to them. This refers to Mashenem Arbinya, what it said in the verse. Yochel, you might think, on the basis of this, that he said, Shaloi Berach Reuven Shimon v'Levi, that he did not bless Reuven, Shimon, and Levi, right? The first three tribes. Talmud Leimar, but the verse says, V'yivarach Eisom, that he blessed them, Kulam b'mashma. And it implies all of them. And I would say, all got blessed. It sounds like they got rebuked. It's a blessing. Excuse me. Each person according to their blessing, is that which is destined for them to come to them. Each one. In other words, they're all getting a unique blessing, right? Of what's going to be in the future. He blessed them. Didn't have to say Ish Asher Others, each person he blessed them. He blessed him. But it says that each person got his blessing, he blessed them. Right? What do you mean? Each person he blessed him, not them. Why does it say them? Why does it say that? Because he gave to Yehuda the might of lion, and he gave that to Chetiva Shel Zev. He gave the wolf's ability to grab. Naphtali, and to Naphtali gave Kadosh Ga'ayel. He gave the swiftness of the deer. Yochel, I might think, Kulam, that Yaakov did not include them all. And all the blessings. But the verse says no, he blessed them. In other words, whatever he gave to the individual, he gave to all of them. Right? So Yehuda is strong like a lion, Naphtali is swift like a deer. Oy, oy, oy. Didn't have my morning coffee. Or will I? All right. It's all good. And he commanded them and said to them, Ani Nesaf, I am going to be gathered. Allow me to my people. Kavru I see, Kivru I see, bury me. Elavaisai with my fathers. Elamara to the cave. Hashevis de Ephraim Achiti, which is in the field of Ephraim, the Chiti. Rashi in 29. Nesafilami, I should be brought to my people. Al Shem Shemach Nisim Nefashes. The verb from the root Yosef is because the bringing in the souls. El Makam Zosam, in the place where they get stored away. Yesh Asifa B'Lashon Ivri. For the word Asif in Hebrew, Shu Lashon Achnasa, which means to bring in. You're going, for example, Ein Ish Ma'aseh V'Yisam Abayisa, that a person doesn't bring them into his house. Safta El Toif B'Yisecha. Yeah, but Ein Ish Ma'aseh V'Yisam Abayisa. All right, just bringing some. Hello, Vaisai, Ima Vaisai, with my fathers. Okay. The Mara Hashem is the cave that's in the field of the Machpelah, Asher Al Pnei Mamre, which is at the face of facing the land of facing Mamre, the plains of Mamre, Be'eretz Canaan, in the land of Canaan. Asher Kana Avram, that Abraham purchased a stay this field, Eis Ephraim Achiti, from Ephraim Achiti, Lachuz is covered for a burial property. Shama Kavru, as Abraham, as Sarah there is buried Abraham and Sarah. Ishta, his wife. Shama Kavru is Yitzchak, and there is buried Yitzchak with Rivka and Rivka. Ishta. Shama Kavru. Um, sorry, Yitzchak and Rivka, his wife. Shama Kavarti is Leah, and there I buried Leah. Psh, all of them mentioned here, huh? Miknes Sadeh, and the purchases of the field, V'amara, Asher Boi Me'ez B'nei Ches. So I purchased the field and the cave within it from the Hittites. So interesting how this is repeated over and over, huh? Very interesting. Very, right? How important it is the world to know that it belongs to us. Heichal Yaakov litzavos his banav, and Yaakov finished. He, he finished to command his sons. Yesav raglav, and his legs were gathered. Elamita upon the bed. Beigva, and he says here buried his last Read this last. Expired. I was thinking the word, what's the right word? Expired. He expired. Yes, of Elamav, and he was gathered to his people. Rashi, yes, of Raglav. Hichnis Raglav. His feet were brought onto the bed. Biva, yes. Yeah, okay. Biva, yes. So he was expired and he was gathered. But it doesn't say he died. Amar. And it says about him as a result, Rabbi. Rabbi says, Yehuda the prince says, Yaakovino lo yimesa. Yaakov did not die. He didn't die. And the Gemara says, what do you mean? We're going to see he's going to be embalmed and everything. And he was eulogized and buried. What do you mean he didn't die? So, Ma'azara b'chaim afa b'chaim, just as his seed is alive and following. It's the 12 tribes. Yeah. Okay, we're going to stop here.